Is to rejoin in time before the start of a race officially. So guys are moving around, of course, formation lap here. And as Fernando said, it took us 2 attempts. Unfortunately, for some reason, when you rejoin in the first attempt, you can't get it right. You get stuck on that one car.
You get in, you see the cars, but there's no timing screen, there's no track layout, there's no info whatsoever, and you can't change whatever car you've been set on default to. So now my phone wants to talk to me for some reason. Going around sector 3 now of this formation lap. So hopefully they've gotten all the heat into those tyres and into those brakes that they're going to need for turn 1. Not the longest run. It is actually quite a long run if you look where the start finish line is.
Watch these 2 Audi boys in front. Debs are eager to go. And Gapik, I see, he actually uses the same kind of color scheme in his Monday night and Thursday night race. Blue and yellow, and we got the judge disconnecting again. And to go. We got Tina in, and Kura Tina in with a good pull away. Tina in is passed, so is Wesley. Kura down to third. Gapik's going to have a look on the outside.
Not having a good start at all.
Nick Leon is also through.
Teb's coming around the outside.
Gapik is through as well, and there's Nismax as well. Nismax and Gapik fighting now.
Teb's getting awfully close on the back of that Audi, but things seem to have just stabilised a little bit. But wow, losing a lot of positions at the start.
Kuda was not the best of starts. Not sure what happened there. He just couldn't get the traction what the other guys got.
Got some times there, so he's down in 6th. Just ahead of the Ferrari of Tebs. Wesley obviously made up a position. He started in 3rd. He's made up a position. Well, everyone's made up a position.
Only one who didn't was Kuda. He lost a few. But actually joining there.
Has joined. Can he start from the pits? Is that how it works? Or?
Yeah, okay. He will be able. He will come out of a pit. So that's also one advantage of this game, which better than Project Cars. You can actually restart. Well, not restart. I mean rejoin at any given stage. So Jacks will drop. So he should be on his way shortly. And there he goes out again. Not the best of nights with connection for him. And just pulling a little bit of a gap in front, and the pit lane is open. Wesley 1.2 behind Tina, but Nick Leon is keeping him honest.
Still leads on lap 1, second back. Wesley in the Ferrari, holding off the Lexus of Nick Leon. That's your top 3. Gavin in 4th in the Bentley. He's fallen back a little bit, 2.2 seconds. Yep. So the top 3 have managed to get away. A little bit of a train forming. Kuda trying to get past Nismax.
Wesley close the gap to Tina in front.
Both these cars now, Kuda now through on Nismax. Yes, he is up the inside. And now he's going to head off after the next Bentley of Gavin.
Listen to that gate. At least no formation lap issues. I don't care about formation lap issues or not. We want to have No issues. It should be all smooth when we go from qualifying to the race. But
Springbok Gamer having a fan in the comment section. A shout out for Springbok Gamer from that. I'm sitting a fair ways away from that screen. Is that David? So
that's correct.
Giving a shout out. I don't want to read out the full name. Maybe he doesn't want his full name broadcast on the stream. So David giving Springbok Gamer a shout out, getting some fans from his maybe his various other trips. I know he does other leagues of ACC as well. So gaining a lot of experience with these GT3 cars. Getting in quicker and quicker. Currently in 7th. Gavin still defending from Kuda.
Those three guys in front staying now with each other, and Gavin is under, well truly under pressure away from Kuda now. Kuda's coming for him.
Not the easiest track to get past. You sort of have to force a mistake. You know, get him to run wide or whatever the case is. Because if you stick to your line and you've got decent speed. There we go. Kuda the inside. Gets the better ride.
Much better line than Gav Peak. And that was all he needed.
The inside. Runs wide. Gavin will think of coming back, but no ways.
No, Kuda's got that one covered.
Closes the door. And Kuda up into 4th place, and he can now set his sights on the top 3 that have gotten 3.5 seconds up the road in the meantime.
I'm in front there, Wesley lining up Tina in, just not close enough, but he's ever so closer. Just have to spot that opportunity when it comes. Kuda now obviously chasing after these guys, so if all goes well, he will be there within the next couple of laps. Wesley's now looking on the inside, and Wesley is through. Nick Leon also in there. And she some support for Nismax as well. Gav became able to hold on to Kuda.
I wonder if I don't want to misread the situation, but looking at qualifying and looking at the race so far, it just doesn't seem like the Bentleys have what it to catch that top 4. Seems like that top 4 is in a league of their own. Wesley leading at the front now.
Oh, Nick Leon is driving on the inside and Tina in.
Ooh, I don't know
Better
what
contact there. Tina in had to go over the corner. Couldn't make the turn.
For the time being, Ferrari leads from Audi, from Lexus. Another Audi in 4th place. Started in 2nd, didn't have a great start, went down to 6th. Has made up 2 positions already, passing both Bentleys. Now on his way.
Vinze, what happened to you? Why are you not racing tonight?
To change this battle of 3 to battle of 4. Vinze just popping in to say hi, it seems. Mono giving some support to Nismax in the 2nd of the Bentleys. Currently 6th, long way to go. Obviously the pit window will open when we see 45 minutes remaining on the clock. It will close for the final 15 minutes of the race. Get half an hour to do your mandatory stop. That will get rid of that little orange block next to everyone's name.
Hey, sorry Vinze man. It's kinda like Steps didn't race on Monday because he had to work. But Chen was racing and now tonight's the other way around.
Wesley now at the front, 1.4 seconds, making a bit of a buffer to the Audi in second place.
I'd wanted to give Tina any chance to come back at him.
Nick Leon also falling adrift now off second place slightly, so that top three not as compressed as they were a few laps ago, starting to spread out. Cooder in fourth place, just 9/10 of a second now behind Nick Leon. He'll be looking to get himself back into the top three, started in second.
Not sure how many laps the judge has now lost with a disconnect, but he is back in running in last position at the moment. Because he won't just quit, he won't give up.
Done 10 minutes, 5 laps. So the race is probably going to be, race will probably be 29 or 30 laps, something close to that if this race pace continues. Just noticed there the S&P Racing sponsor on that Ferrari. That's I only knew them from Formula 2, so apparently they're a lot bigger than Formula 2. Tina Hen still second. Cooder now not closing that gap to the Lexus, just staying a second adrift. If someone's not making mistakes and is hitting all their apexes and all their braking points, really difficult track to get by on. No change at the front. Wesley, Tina Hen, Nick Leon, Cooder. Gavin still fifth, Nesmac sixth. Fifth and sixth for the Bentleys. Springbok Gamer in seventh. It's actually on the rear of the second Bentley, that's Nismax. 7/10 of a second. Looking to move that Lexus up the grid. His teammate on a podium position. Racing the third of the Bentleys. The eighth. Head of E-Voucher, Tebs. So Judge just a one lap down. Hopefully his internet will sit through now for the rest of the race. Won't have any more issues. A debutant. The amateur. It's the driver with the red block next to his name. That's Steven. This is his first race. See in the Ferrari. Probably my favorite car to drive on the game in the driving I have actually done. But for some reason it's not my favorite car on ACC if I'm on PC. So yeah. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Top three unchanged. Springbok Gamer I was going to say really close, just 3/10 of a second, but as we join him, he's taking a trip through the beach. That will give Nismax a breather. And now,
just for now at least.
Now with dirty tyres and some gravel, that will give Boucher an opportunity to close up on Springbok Gamer till he can get everything back up to temperature. Gavin fifth. 2.9 seconds adrift of Kuda. Continues to disappear up the road, but he hasn't been able to close in on that top three. They seem to be, well, everyone just creating gaps. Only, oh, Nismax behind B Racing. It's probably your closest battle on track right now.
And also there's steps at the back as well.
Not sure what happened there, if that was a bit of lag or...
Oh, Boucher spun and then Tapes hit him. But that car was already out of... Yeah, he already lost control of that car when he came to that part of the corners, and Tapes had nowhere to go but to run at the back. Tapes now stationary, not sure. And Tapes is gone. Tapes is gone. I'm not sure if that is just maybe, you know what, that's it, enough is enough, or the extent of that damage was too severe. But we have lost Tapes.
I never saw him get going. He just sat in the gravel.
Yes.
Looked like someone who was sitting in the gravel pretty shocked and said, you know what, no, I'm not doing this. So it's 45 minutes to go on the clock, and you're in Catalunya and you're at the back of the field. That's probably not the most encouraging thing.
There we go. Now the real pit window is open. Now pit stops will count towards clearing that mandatory pit stop.
Another thing for the drivers to remember that's very important about that mandatory stop is you need to slow down. Getting a stop-go penalty or a drive-through penalty or whatever it is can destroy your race. And we've seen lots of drivers in commanding positions get a drive-through. Changed everything. Still Ferrari, from Audi, from Lexus. Fourth place, the other Audi. Making a little bit of ground. Don't know if he's catching or if Nick Leon made a bit of an error. Took about 5/10, half a second out of him on the last lap. Quite a big chunk to take out of somebody all of a sudden. So it seems like it was probably a combination of both. Either doing a quick lap and maybe Nick Leon just making a mistake. 1.5 seconds is the gap. Exactly 1 second between first and second. I haven't really seen the leaders interact too much.
Gap in front just come down a little bit to teens.
Nismax still trying to get fast. B Racing, he's right on his tail. Don't want to see contact between these two Bentleys, but they're so big. You really want to go side by side in Bentleys around Catalunya. Thinks about it there into Sector 3. Not quite. B Racing runs wide, Nismax up the inside. And he does it crucially before that little complicated chicane area. Nismax through into 6th place, sorry. Timing screen should update pretty soon. But that's put him about 10 seconds adrift of Gavin. Up at the front, closest we've seen it in a while. Half a second between the Audi and the Ferrari. Was there a mistake, or is it Tina Hen winding things up now, saying it's time to go? So the top three are actually starting to compress again. You can see all four the top four. You can see them all in one frame. obviously when the cars are this close together. Another thing that's interesting is these guys could flip after the pit stops. Who's going to act first? Stop go, there's a stop go for speeding in the pit lane for number 75. Stop go 30 seconds for Steven, that's our debutant. Not slowing down enough on his way into the pits, and he's back out on circuit, but he got a stop go penalty for his troubles. He's going to have to come back in. Obviously the drive, it's not just the 30 seconds you got to worry about, it's that drive in and that drive out. You lose a lot of time. Wesley still defending that lead, 7/10 of a second is the gap between first and second. Will the Audi try and pass him on the track, or is he just going to get as close as he can and try and undercut? Don't know what's going to work, the overcut, the undercut. You want the fresher tyres at the end. Top four really not far apart. I think after a pit stop, that entire top four could you could find Kuda in the lead. So very important part of the race coming up. Another man has done his mandatory stop. That was Boucher. He did it without picking up the penalty. Hopefully Stephen is aware of the rules. I think you've got a certain amount of laps. And yes, there we go, he's coming into the pits now. He's going to serve that penalty. I know you get a certain amount of laps, and then I actually think it disqualifies you. And please guys, don't get disqualified, it gives the commentators a blue screen, just by the way.
I don't know how many people know that.
Yeah, every time you get disqualified, we lose all our info.
Let's see, no, Stephen
into the
carrying into surf. Ooh, and he had to just pull forward again, so stopping a little bit too early, missing the mark, and then just moving forward again.
Luckily he noticed that early enough, and
we'll see now if that stop is valid and if that will clear.
We've seen drivers sitting in the pits for almost a minute before they realised they weren't in their box, and it cost them the race.
Meantime back in front, still racing all the way, everything to race for.
Wesley ahead of Tina Hen, Nick Leon and Kuda, all four in a frame.
Oh, Kuda right behind Nick Leon.
Seems like first and second in a battle, third and fourth in a battle, and 1.5 seconds cover the two battles. So you can see them both in a frame, both battles in a frame, all four drivers anyway. Not so much for the man in first. The Bentleys have dropped back 10 seconds adrift.
Oh, and that stop was not legit. The penalty is not cleared.
Either that wasn't legit or he's fed in the pit lane again. We've learned from Pastor Maldonado that is a possibility. Pastor Maldonado once got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane while serving a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So
ironic. Yeah. But then again, Maldonado or something else
came in for his drive-through and sped. So
just showing his disgust with him.
Ooh, as I say that, none of the top four have come into the pits, and as I say that, Wesley dives into the pits, and ooh, he hits the concrete barrier on the inside, he hits it on the outside. Either that was a internet showing me things that weren't really happening, or he had a messy pit entry, just trying to slow down in time.
It's difficult to tell from this side which one it is.
Don't know if it's the internet, so don't take any offense if that wasn't your driving. I apologize. Kuda in second. If he knows that, then he'll know he needs to get a clean pit entry. That could make all the difference. Wesley not having the optimal pit entry.
Nick Leon
And
trying to
obviously-
come back at Kuda, chasing him down, but I think Kuda's got this covered.
Lex is currently third. Just gonna try and get past on track, or is he going to do something?
Kuda just got enough to stay ahead. That's Max and B Racing as well. To Bentley's having a go here, very close.
Danny's still in fourth, so those Bentleys, they've had a strong race, they just haven't been the quickest cars on track.
Nope.
But they've held on to their positions. Nismax made a mistake, lost a few positions, quickly got them back for the most part. But just haven't had that pace to keep them with those top four. Two Audis, the Lexus. Where did Wesley emerge? He emerged in 8th place, so that was the leader of the race. He's now in 8th place. We wait to see what the Audis do. They're currently 1st and 2nd. Where are they? They're in Sector 1. We'll watch them closely, see if they dive into the pits. Nick Leon in the Lexus, stop-go penalty for 75. It's been cleared. So Steven has cleared that penalty.
Yep.
Second time round.
I think the first stop was a stop. But yeah, he did clear his mandatory pit stop, the penalty's gone. So back to racing. Wesley now just working his way back after that pit stop.
14
Of course,
laps
guys
done.
in front of him still have to stop.
So Wesley was the leader. He's done his pit stop. No one in front of him has done theirs.
And
So
if he's got a couple of fast outlaps here, that can change things pretty much.
Tina Hen here just not having a great third sector. He got a bit of gravel on the outside, and then the next corner he went over the sausage curb, ran a bit wide. Is he coming into the pits? No, he's not. He's staying out on track. Let's see what Kuda does. Kuda dives into the pits.
Yeah, he's on his way in.
Nick Leon
stays
out. So Kuda the next to react. He's reacting obviously to Wesley, that's now in 7th place. Not the best camera angle there. I think the cameraman was drunk there. I think I got a drunk cameraman who's just filming blades of grass. Zoom in on that blade of grass.
Gaspik who bribed him. So cameras are not focused on him. The Gaspik is through, also no pit stop for him.
So Kuda in the pits. Nismax is entering his pit box. So 2 cars in the pits.
Now coming out of final corner. Kuda is still stationary, but Jacks are now dropping.
And he's
Kuda's
on his way.
Wesley coming down the foam straight. And he's through. Wesley is ahead of Kuda. So
Wesley will probably maintain that position. We'll see what happens to Tina Hen and Nick Leon.
Well, Tina Hen will have to put rather sooner than later because the fresh tyres here on the Ferrari is making a difference.
Find out soon enough. He's coming through that chicane. He stays out, as does Nick Leon. No, Nick Leon dives into the pits. He actually went over the red and white curve there in the middle. So that was like a last minute decision, deciding to come in, maybe try and give Tina Hen the undercut. So this is now up to Tina Hen. He's the leader. He has not pit. Not sure what's happening with my timing screen, but I see Tina Hen followed by Springbok Game. That's what I see on my screen.
That's exactly what I see as well. But of course, if you look at the timing screen, something completely different. But it's
there
obviously...
we go. One lap adrift, is that?
Yep,
Is
correct.
that right? Yeah, he's 1 lap adrift. So the top 4 on the lead lap. None of them have made the mandatory stop. 3 of them are in the pit stops. Just that mandatory, that orange block not disappearing yet. Leon on his way. Gavin is in the pits. E-Racing is in the pits. Tina Hen, your leader. 84 in the Audi. Still no pit stop. He goes through sector 3 once more. For the 16th time. Is he going to come into the pits now? No. This could either work out really well, or this could work out very badly. If the guys that have pit are getting phenomenal grip from their new tires, then every lap you do, you're at a disadvantage. Comment section going a bit quiet. If you guys are still watching, say something. Let us know you're here. Tina Hen in sector 1. So Tina Hen is the only one on a lead lap. The man in second is a lap behind, if that timing screen is correct. Does a pit stop cost you a lap? I don't know.
But your pit stop is normally what, 15 seconds more or less?
Because that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It says Tina Hen and then it says Wesley plus 1 lap. So is he a lap behind?
No. Definitely
that
not.
Can't be right. There's no way a pit stop costs you a lap. There we go. That we'll just have to wait for a few more timing beams for our timing screens to update. In the meantime, we can watch Tina Hen go through the 3rd sector. See if he dives into the pits. And no, he does not. Stays out in the lead. Drivers still to do a mandatory stop. Tina Hen in 1st, the judge down in 10th, still need to do their stop. See the little orange block there next to their name with the number 1 in it. There's still mandatory stop to be made, and there's one of them. I actually like the mandatory stops. If you really wanted to mix things up, you do a 1.5 hour race with 2 mandatory stops. And brief pit windows for both. Tina Hen has shown no signs of pitting. Obviously this would be a terrible time to make a mistake. If you're the one staying out the longest and then you have a bad couple of laps or you land up in the gravel, maybe just hoping to get a few clean laps in clean air and maybe just pass some of the guys that were there. There we go. I think, is he going to pit now? There we go, Tina Hen into the pits eventually. That is on lap 18.
Now, see what did he do, but he's still some way
We'll find out when you see that car drop off the jacks and we have a look at where everybody else is. Let's actually have a look. Where is Wesley? Wesley is in Sector 2, right in the middle of Sector 2. As Tina Hen is still approaching his pit garage. Drives through the judge who's now done his mandatory stop. So Tina Hen, the last man to stop. No one else will be hoping to see the inside of the pit garage today. Unless you get a penalty or severe damage. Tina Hen remains stationary and he's on his way. That was a very, very short stop. Where is Wesley? He's in the third sector. He's going around the chicane, going around the final corner. And Tina Hen's out on circuit. He leads. Is that right? Yes. Tina Hen leads the way. So I didn't understand the strategy. I thought he was going to get badly undercut. Has not been the case. Wesley was actually the first one to react on the pit stops. He was the first one to pit. I wonder if that not so neat pit entry is what's going to count against him. Tina Hen, he was not stationary for very long at all. Very short stop. Top 3 remain the same, just a slight change in the order of manufacturers. Ferrari was leading before the pit stops. After the pit stops, there's an Audi in front. Nick Leon remains third as he was before the pit stops. Huda fourth, Gavin fifth, there's Max sixth, Hugh Racing seventh. So no changes there. Springbok Gamer is in 8th. And then obviously we've had the one retirement.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That was, oh, and as I say that, I think that's the judge disappearing off our screens once more, because we just have 10 cars in the lobby. Judge not having the best day with his internet provider, clearly. Another one that has fiber coming to his area apparently in the near future, so hopefully his days of troubling internet are numbered. Back at the front, Tina Hen leads, and well, Wesley was the first one to pit. He was in the lead. He now, if the timing screen is correct, he's 11 seconds behind the leader. Yeah, 11 seconds behind the leader. That really worked out for Tina Hen then. Huda still fourth, as he has been for a majority of the race. Started in second, had a terrible start, took him down to sixth, quickly passed the 2 Bentleys, got himself into fourth, and he's remained there pretty much the whole race. That was before the pit stops and after the pit stops, finding himself in fourth place. We have a drive-through penalty. We have a drive-through penalty for one of the Bentley drivers. Car number 1. Gav Pig with a drive-through penalty. He is in sector 3. We'll see if he serves it immediately. He does. Goes over the red and white curb and into the pits. Obviously it's not a 30-second stop go, at least. You just have to drive through. Worst thing about this is when you hear your competitors on the other side of that concrete wall flying past, and he's going to hear one pretty soon. He's going to hear Nizmax going past. There we go. And soon he'll be hearing another Bentley go past. That's B Racing and Springbok Gamer. So that cost Gavin track position. He's cleared the penalty though.
But I think that's the most important thing at this stage, so we don't need to come in again. Because pretty much everybody is sorted.
If Minna's still here, he can just confirm for me. I believe those drive-through penalties are for multiple corner cut warnings. And then
I would believe so, because we have seen some, and I have seen one as well on Monday night at GT3, so I do believe that is the case. It's multiple warnings.
It usually happens in the second half of the race. Guys aren't getting drive-throughs on lap 2 and 3. It's usually like later on you've obviously picked up your allocation of warnings, and then this thing pops up. We've actually just seen another one. There's a drive-through penalty for Wesley.
And we lost another driver. Yeah, Wesley also drive-through. And we lost a second driver.
That's the judge, I believe. He's, the judge is not here.
Yeah, it's the judge. The judge finally, internet, everything is gone. It's finished, it's over. I think he gave up, unless he's trying frantically to get back in here. Causing that to go with there, so he retired. Decided to leave, whichever. But anyway, the pit window is now just under 5 minutes, but everybody has pitted.
Wesley's going to have that drive-through hanging over his name though. He's going to have to come in and serve that drive-through. We saw how much it cost Gavin. And he had lengthy gaps to the guys behind him.
And he's got Kudo with him. Wesley's not going to love this, because there's a drive-through also to be served.
These guys will clearly clear him before he even gets to his pit entry.
It's going to allow both of them. He's going to go, both of his cars can come through. The drive-through couldn't have come at a more or the worst possible time.
Where are the likes of the Bentleys, Nizmax and so
Kudo
on?
now, always contact. Kudo coming in too hot, and he runs into Wesley.
Now
and
that's
spun Nick Leon all around. Nick Leon drove into him, but it's also seen him spinning around.
Nizmax is going to come around the corner and see a smattering of cars.
But that's been all Kudo's fault, coming in just a little too hot. He saw the gap, he saw the gap there, but just I don't think he expect Wesley to close the gap and come in.
Wesley diving into the pits to serve that drive-through. Hopefully he's slowed down enough. And doesn't need any more penalties.
Gapix also shot himself in the foot bar with that penalty. Down in 8th now.
Tina Hen in front. The clear advantage, 20 seconds. Back to Nick Leon. Then you have Kudo. Wesley is back on his way, and he has gotten out ahead of the Bentleys, so he will hold on to 4th place, but now far adrift from that podium. 17 minutes remaining, and he's 25 seconds off a podium. That drive-through costing him.
He's going to have to push like crazy.
All the guys in front of him are going to have to tangle once more. Stephen currently in 10th, just 10 cars remaining. We started with 12, we lost 2 of them. So I believe everyone will get points for finishing. Gonna hang on for another quarter of an hour. Just over a quarter of an hour. Gavin down in 8th, feeling the effect of that drive through. Just not looking as comfortable in that Bentley as he has looked on other tracks, and if you look at the performance of the other Bentleys, it's not blistering speed. I see Vinze making a comment there in the. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to cause any controversy during the race, but I sort of agree with Vinze on this one because.
You agree with Vinze? Oh wow!
No, look, that made no sense. No, really, in my head, there was no way that was supposed to happen the way it did. And not only did it happen not the way I thought it would, there was a heck of a difference from what I thought it was going to be. Over 10 seconds. So, yeah, I don't know, something looked funny about that, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe look into it if you can, I don't know, that looked suspect.
Okay, here we go, and we're in the last 15 minutes.
Doesn't matter, pit window is closed, everybody has done their mandatory stop. So no one will receive a penalty for missing their mandatory stop. Leon in the Lexus.
Of course, you're not seeing any damage on the stream.
That's unfortunate. Don't see the damage. I suppose it's either this or you can have a Project Cars that has damage that's not there. And you commentate the whole race on how broken a car is, and then the driver afterwards says, "What the heck are you talking about? My car was fine." And I was like, okay. We've seen lots of that. Even cars would come in and get repaired and just keep their damage, on screen anyway. Again with the blades of grass, cameraman. Not sure what this guy's doing. Luckily you're watching Johan's cameraman and not mine. Mine is drunk.
Still showing you blades of grass and all funny stuff.
Oh, every now and then he just like zooms in on some grass and I'm like, what are you doing, guy? There's nothing special about this Spanish grass. Can we get back to the racing?
Yeah. The green grass of Catalonia.
That's not really what you think of when you think of a Catalonia race. Oh yeah, the green grass.
Nope.
I mean, the grass has basically got more footage on my stream than Carlos Sainz gets in a Formula 1 race. Man leads the way, 20 seconds. Dion second, Kuda third. Wesley fourth. See, that is as a result of his drive-through. Took him out of any podium contention, unless something crazy were to happen ahead of him. Only battle really to speak of on track is between Gavin and Springbok Gamer, half a second in it. So approaching turn 1. Gavin not close enough this time round, surely. I don't know if you're riding on board with Gavin, but if you were riding on board with Gavin, maybe that's I've noticed it 3 or 4 times during the race. Maybe that's where he picked it up. Maybe that's where he picked up the drive-through for the corner cut, is when he approaches turn 1, he goes very, very wide. And on that particular occasion, he almost got all 4 tires on the green concrete bit. So I wonder if running wide also plays a part. There again, just running wide on the circuit. And I wonder if it's not necessarily corner cuts looking for time, but rather just running wide on the corner exits.
Couple of guys here at the back as well, running on their own. No real battles to speak of, although the times would suggest something else.
Yeah, if you look at that timing screen, it means Gavin's right on the bumper of Springbok Gamer. That's 4/10 actually, just getting updated as they go over the start-finish line. Again, he's pretty close to. I don't know if you saw that, but again, it's very wide there into turn 1. Probably helps with the approach into turn 1, especially in that boat of a car. But I wonder if that's where he's picking up his corner cuts. Obviously in MotoGP, both wheels on the green, instant penalty. In qualifying anyway. Lose your lap time. And if you do it on the last lap of the race, you lose a position. Yeah, so in MotoGP, if you've got 2 bikes battling for the lead on the final lap and one of them runs on the green stuff, and he will lose a position. Even if he was in second and third was nowhere near him, he'll finish in third. Drop a position. Gavin now as close as he's ever been. He goes up, tries the outside, misses the corner completely, and that was not what he was trying to do. Luckily there's a not a gravel trap, but rather a Catalunya advertising space. Just going over the concrete. If there was gravel there, you would have lost so much more time. Still relatively close to Springbok Gamer, didn't cost him too much. He tried to go around the outside and then missed the braking point altogether. Just not slowing that Bentley down in time. Top 3, still 10 ahead. Nick Leon, Kuda.
Yep, no change, still close. Well, second to third anyway. Still a bit of a gap between Tina and Nick, 18. Gaps coming down little by little, but not enough time left. Only 8 minutes to go.
Pretty Kuda and Nick Leon, 4/10 of a second. Kuda can still take second away from the Lexus driver.
Yep.
Can have to hold on for 8 minutes and a bit. We'll see when the clock hits 0, you finish that lap and you're done. Nice to have a bit of a gap at the end of an endurance race. If you don't feel like doing that last lap, you can just tap off, but there's Tinahan does have that gap actually.
I must say Springbok Gamer is spoiling the fun of Bentleys.
Definitely, they were Linus there in 4th, 5th and 6th. He's jumped in there, he's ahead of Gavin. And staying close enough to, if a late concentration error comes from B Racing on Nizmax, he could, not Nizmax, B Racing is a lap behind, sorry. Timing screens are constantly updating while we reading them, it gets a bit confusing.
Yeah,
and you know, sometimes my timing screen,
get a lot of slipstream, but something
and yours
enough.
aren't matching.
Yeah.
Sometimes our timing screens aren't even matching. We're looking at different things. So Kuda still just half a second behind Nick Leon, still hoping for second place in this race.
Yeah, he's on the outside, but no, not this time.
See, that incident with Kuda will be hanging over his head. See if anything comes of that. Wesley once led the race. He actually led the race before the pit stops. He's down in 8th place. He's behind Gavin. Race not going according to plan.
Just, well, call it 5.5 minutes to go. Gap still coming down, but like I say, there's not going to be enough time left. Nick Leon really going faster than Tina, but Tina got this covered. Don't need to do anything silly.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point if Tina Hen was just concentrated on bringing that car around, concentrated on finishing the race. It's obviously still going quick, but
yes.
It's obviously still going quick, but maybe just not throwing absolutely everything into the corners as if that car was 2 or 3 seconds behind him. Maybe just you can see the gap on his screen and can see the time.
Nick Leon still finning off Kuda, but now he went in a bit wide and Kuda's going to go on the inside, but no, not this time.
Leon shuts the door in the harshest of ways, but nicely done. He's holding on to that second place. Not a position you want to give up lightly.
Nope.
Might not be a win, but fantastic performance. Do not want to give up second for third. Although I would take a third.
No, it's not better than fourth.
Exactly. I've had a few of those. And then there was China, which we don't speak of.
Oh, we won't. That's sad.
Do we actually return to China this season? Do we?
No.
No China. Damn. That could have been a good one.
Because that's the race with Australia that's left over. That's yeah, China and Australia is the two tracks that's got left out. Luck of a draw it is. Luck of the Irish, blimey.
So no China. No France, no China. 3 street circuits. Great calendar. Love it.
And two night races in a row.
Yeah, 2 night races in a row at 2 street circuits in a row. So round 8 and 9.
And those 2 night tracks. And they're both street circuits.
No, I think it would look nice as a night circuit is Canada.
I think Canada will also has and Steven just going off track there, but we won't be surprised if that was just to let the faster car come through.
He's still fighting for second place, hasn't given up on this.
But Nick's still holding him at bay, absorbing the pressure.
No one driving around with penalties, so hopefully penalties don't play a part. Well, they have played a part. This is they've played their final part.
I must say, Nespex will be happy with fourth because not too long ago it didn't look like he's going to be up there. But are still going at Nick, but Nick's still absorbing. 2 minutes to go. This is most probably the penultimate lap.
Not the strongest Bentley performance, but I think Nismax will be very happy with the 4th place considering.
Gapik putting Springbok game under pressure. like Kuda's doing there with Nick. But Springbok Gamer also making it very tough. Gavin just not finding a way past. And Tina on the past the final corner, so Tina's going to come around, and this will be the final lap. We'll just have a confirmation there coming through now.
Leaders on final lap now.
There we go. And second and third place may also come around now.
So that means second and third will come around now. They'll come over the start finish line. They've got one more lap. If Kuda wants to try and hijack the second place, it's going to have to be now. Not too many passing opportunities on this track.
And Gavpeak overcooked it. Gavpeak took away chances there. Springbok Gamer now with 2 seconds between him and Gavpeak, so surely that 6th place will be safe as well.
Good result for Lexus on the day if this continues. Kuda now just a little bit further behind. Talking about 5/10, but looked a bit closer a lap ago. And that is the race top. Where is Tina Hen? He's in sector 2.
Well, going into sector 3 now.
Just into sector 3. What did I say? 30 laps. I was a little bit off. 34 laps.
Well, yeah.
Well, a bit quicker than I thought. Oh, a bit quicker than I thought. Well, not really. If you're talking how many seconds a lap? Yeah,
here we go. G9 comes around final corner. Dashing for the start finish line now. He will get the checkered flag.
There we go. Tina Hen. And how things have changed.
Here
Tina Hen goes over the...
Kuda's last opportunity. Close, but not close enough.
Tina Hen, when he went over the line there to win the race.
There we go, and Nick will take second with Kuda third.
Just to give you an example of how things have changed, when Tina Hen went over the line and won the race, you know who was in view of him, right in front of him? He was
the guy that was battling with him for the lead.
Wesley was battling with him for the lead the whole first part of the race. First man into the pits, he was the leader at the time. Just didn't work out, and then got that drive through when he was in 4th, I think it was, and almost getting lapped by the leader, and that all happened in the second half of the race. So you can race really well for the first half of the race. It's not enough. As Max will go over the line.
Yep, and
4th place. Boucher will classify as 9th.
There's B Racing also coming over.
Springbok Gamer final corner. And Gavin will be behind him.
He did enough. He's going to be in 6th.
So 6th and 7th are now over the line and classified. There is Wesley, who's leading the race. The last man not to be classified, so we ride with him. He'll be the last man over the line.
Correct.
We'll finish in 8th.
Here he comes, final corner now.
And then we know our timing screens can disappear at any time. So just going to read through the results really quickly. Obviously Tina Hen winning that race by just under 14.5 seconds. Then Nick Leon second, Kuda third. Nismax top of the Bentleys in 4th. Another Bentley in 5th. That's B Racing. So not a bad day for Bentley after all that. Springbok Gamer having a strong race, finishing in 6th. Second Lexus. They finished 2nd and 6th. Gavin, a few mistakes, could have been better, but not too bad at the end of the day. 7th place, and probably what didn't look like the most comfortable car. And then the Ferrari as well. That seems to be like a Formula 1 pattern right now. Anything with a Ferrari motor. The Ferrari's 8th, 9th and 10th. But we know that Ferrari had a lot more than that available. We saw it in qualifying, we saw it in the first half of the race. Just a bit of bad luck, but yeah, that was round 10.
Yep.
Catalunya.
Which is pretty much all first and night racing done. Just had one endurance race to go.
What track will that be at?
Now you're putting me on the spot. I didn't follow much of the endurance race, unfortunately.
Me neither. So we both don't know, and Devin's probably abandoned the comment section because he's at the tap. So really, the guy's most valuable thing in his house is his geyser. But,
yeah, no, I think if his geyser pops, he's very frustrated and he gets angry.
It's probably like a daily thing. He just goes and sits with the geyser a bit.
Talk to the geyser, caress it a bit.
Talks to it, tells it how much he appreciates it, and gives it a polish. I want to get rusted there in those live near the ocean.
And if that geyser burst, then it's like death in the family to him.
Just we've got Wesley out on track. Yeah. So I suppose that's how you can keep the results, so that the commentators can actually read through the results. One of the drivers can just stay out on track for a minute. We can get through it. But Wesley just we're all looking at Wesley.
Yeah.
So
but this is pretty much that. There we go.
There we go.
And he finally.
And there you go. You see all your timing screens have been reset.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it, yeah. 10 guys out of a 12, so 2 guys dropped off during the race, but still good finish, 10 of them finished. There was still a few interesting battles, just a pity we didn't see any at the end. Could have been nice. It's like some of those battles there at the GT4s on Monday. Wow, at one stage you had 6 guys going for the win. But yeah, some of these guys
not the most exciting race from a spectator point of view compared to some of the races we've seen during the season. But this track does come with a reputation. It's not the easiest track to race at.
No, exactly.
In terms of passing and close racing, and quite a technical one, and it's one of those. That's why it's not one of my favorite. But yeah, I don't normally commentate on the endurance races, so I guess I'll see you next season.
Probably yes.
It sounds like that. So
see how it goes.
Thank you very much, guys, and from my side, cheers.
Guys, thank you for watching. Thanks for those of you who participated in a bit of a chat there with some of those comments. We appreciate it. Till next time. We'll see how it goes with an endurance race, or like Jonathan said, then pretty much next week. Stay safe, and people like Devin, stay out of mischief. And make sure, Devin, that you get your PlayStation software installed and leave a tap alone. 5 minutes without the tap will be fine. You will live.
I think the only update he installed was like his kettle software.
Yeah.
He's probably got a smart kettle, but it doesn't work.
The kettle doesn't work.
Tap water.
That's it.
Tap water. No, he bought a smart kettle, but now he's too scared of damaging it, so
Nice doing the tap. And on that bombshell, that's goodbye from me.
Devin's Android kettle. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.